All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Nicholas Sorsa, my sidekick, Nolan Carruthers. We're here at AMF Littleton Lanes in, Highlands Ranch, you would call it, Littleton, Colorado, C470 University Boulevard. Top 8 finals. This is round number 1. On lanes 5 and 6, we have our 3rd seed, Jonathan Gilroy, taking on our 8th seed, Harmony Tren. 7 and 8, our TV pair today, Robert Rodriguez out of Greeley, our 4th seeded player, taking on 7th seed, Rob Macko. And then on 9 and 10, Chris Perkins out of Denver, taking on Rick Isaacs out of Aurora. And our tournament leader, the Animal, who you people have not seen in quite a while, but Denver Hall of Famer Dwayne Mellinger, with his 8 pins of handicap, shoots 123 over in the semis to be your tournament leader. He'll be seeded into the championship match, and our 2nd seeded bowler will get a 1-round bye. John Johnson out of Golden. John, the proprietor of Leave Your Mark Pro Shop at Holiday Lanes, where we'll be next week. This was the 2017 USBC team event pattern that those of you that did Bowl Nationals this year ran into this pattern at the South Point Stadium. And from what I saw, Nolan, very, very speed sensitive up the lane. And it seemed like you either played the extreme outside or you played between 3rd and 4th arrow. Is that the way you looked at it?
Sure is.
And I'll tell you what, and of course, typical with this, with this type of pattern, you'll see people shoot 120 and 220, 140, 240. Crazy. Rob Macko had a great day of qualifying on Saturday, and unfortunately, he starts out with the big 4. And he's only spotting Robert 3 pins, so it's not earth-shattering yet.
A lot of opens early now.
Harmony Tren on lane 6 left a looked like the 2-4-10 got 1. Both bowlers on that pair opened in frame 1. Harmony has a 1-pin advantage.
You had more friction here than you did at South Point.
I would think so. And here's the other thing. Every squad was reconditioned at Nationals, whereas here we ran 3 squads, 2 squads, and this is basically squad 4 today. So you're seeing a transition that nobody saw at Nationals in Vegas. So it did take some people by surprise. It really did. The scores are low, which I kind of expected. Woohoo, yes. Chris Perkins has luck going with him so far. It's been a while before we have seen Chris Perkins. Chris has been in the ABT for almost 30 years.
Nice shot by Rob Macko.
Yep. Rob's just
opened the first frame.
Yeah, that's okay. If you're going to do it, like we say, that's where you want to do it.
I missed the cut by 23, and I felt like I left the whole back row at 1 game.
Was it the last squad last night? Yeah, my goodness. Well, and then Cody Vaughn. Look at Cody Vaughn. He goes back-to-back 7-10s.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I bowled with him last night.
Okay.
We were on the same pair.
Well, it's a shame our Rockies didn't win today. I know you had the opportunity to go. Yeah.
It was a good game. Place was full.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little chilly. Felt a little chilly.
Yeah, it was funny when the sun came out. It was actually very nice. But then when it started clouded up and the wind kicked up a little bit, temperature dropped pretty good.
Hey, they got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
That's all they have to do. Now they got to go to Cleveland.
Yeah. That's okay. I like what they did. Like I said before, picking up Luke Roy as their catcher, I think, is a fantastic move for the Rockies.
Newshek's a good pickup, too.
Yeah, absolutely. But I like the fact that Luke Roy, who is an excellent catcher, I think that's something that our young rotation needed badly, because he'll get in their face and he'll say, this is what I want. And that's what they need. Our offense will do what they always do. It's just we gotta get pitchers to hold leads. 138 entries this week, Nolan. So next week we're up to over 2,400 again for first place.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, this week's 23-29, so another excellent weekend. The clock's ticking for you. I think you're down to, what, 5 weeks?
I am down to, what's today, the 7th?
Today's the 6th. Roughly 5 weeks.
4.5 weeks. It's the 9th.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's 30 days. Let's see how many days in this month?
31.
31.
September has 30, but
So
August has 31.
24. Yeah.
Be here before you know it. Now, next week's even going to be more fun. We'll be at Holiday Lanes, but we're going to be on the national singles and doubles pattern. That's 41 feet. And again, same thing's going to happen.
Yes, it is.
You know, we're going to see 2-3 squads on the condition, whereas at nationals you saw it one time. So we'll get a better idea of how it transitions over a period of time, which I think will be a good learning process.
I started yesterday because this is 38 feet.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, 31 off, 7 board. So I messed around there, and I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So then I went out around 4 or 5 board. So. Then I got hit around 16 board. You got to look around.
Sure.
And I saw something I liked, and I hung around and just got to carry.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, my goodness.
I was so. I could have had 6 in a row, and I didn't even have a double. I mean,
Well, that's like our leader, Dwayne Mellinger, in qualifying. He shoots 199 clean
that guy's just
out of the gate. And then, of course, Dwayne does what Dwayne does.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool because the second game he went strike 2-8-10, strike 2-10, makes it, and then sheets it 237.
He was out, wasn't he? He was like 3
Yeah,
board.
he won. He was playing the twig. There were some guys that had a pretty good look at 3, and I was a little amazed that there really wasn't that much of a hang. I thought there would be more. But then, of course, Mako was inside with soft hand, soft speed, and had a fantastic look. So there was a number of ways to attack it, especially as it opened up over the squads. Oop, just a little high for Robert Rodriguez. He's clean. Mako's struggling. He's got 2 opens and 4 frames. And Rick Isaacs, he's hanging in there. He's clean through 5, but no doubles. And Mr. Perkins has a double, but 1 open. Our viewers, Nolan, are wondering if Harmony is old enough to even bowl. Harmony is a college graduate, ladies and gentlemen, although she doesn't look it. Yes, she's 22 years old. And you're going, no way, yes way.
She has a nice game.
She does. She really does. And both her parents, Inez and Larry, are both bowlers. But yeah, it's great because she's been so close. She's been missing cuts by 1, by 2. So she's the bubble today, and then she's the bubble in the top 8. So that's all right.
Hey, that can take you to the top.
Oh, yeah.
This same question came up many times when I started bowling the seniors division. They wanted to know if I was old enough to bowl
Well,
the
actually,
seniors
that's
division.
where you were
I'm
close.
like,
But they wanted to know if
hey.
you were supposed to be in super seniors.
I'm like,
because
well,
you looked so goddamn old.
I didn't even get to bowl the seniors for a long time because I didn't know I was eligible in Vegas. I didn't know. I thought the number.
You know, your alcohol
I'm telling the truth.
consumption is just killing you.
I thought the number was 55.
Actually, you were right. You were right about that.
It was 55?
No, because when you hear people talk about seniors,
Yeah.
it seems like it's either 55 or 65.
I'm like, I can't bowl this.
Right. And our senior division was 50, so
you
snuck in there 12 years ago.
I
which
was
is pretty cool.
sitting out, and I could have been bowling that.
You could have been. Missed opportunity.
Maybe. I got second in that puppy once.
Nice shot by Rob Mako.
A lot of fun.
Rob doesn't have any spares yet. Split strike, split double.
Well, he got rid of one of those splits.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Perkins is now falling behind slightly scratch, but he's got a 14-pin advantage in handicap. Other than that, these matches are extremely close. And Harmony Trent, ooh! 2-7-10, slid the 2-pin over, but actually in front of the 10. Excellent try, though. But she's got 61 and a fifth with an open. She's actually got 3 opens in the first 5 frames. And Rob Macko can't carry the
Is he going to get
7
it?
out
No.
On a light mixer.
It's hard. The viewing
Yeah.
for us is hard.
Yeah.
Ugh,
It's like
another split.
being at Brewers Miller Park with Bob Uecker up at the top, you know. Great seats, hey, buddy.
We need more of a front row for this.
Yeah, we do.
And we're in the front row. So she splits again.
Yeah. 2-4-10. Common split on this if the ball is not quite making the turn or you throw it just a little
He
too
missed that
fast.
7-pin.
Yeah, he walked it right off the lane. So Rob's still looking for a spare.
Harmony missed all of them.
Wow. So
Boy, that
unfortunately,
game's
she's
ugly.
got 68 in the 6th. And even though Jonathan's kind of grinding, he's
there.
in pretty good shape right now.
She's not putting
Yeah.
the nails in that thing.
Well, with a mark, he can take an 11-pin lead if he strikes. But a mark lead if would just a mark.
Isaacs just keeps marking.
Ooh, can't get the 4-pin from behind, but that was a pretty good shot. And Ricky's doing the grind. Clean through 7. Nice. He'll take that double.
Sure.
He wasn't crazy about it, but hey, you take anything you can get.
Covered that.
Yep. Robert's got his own landscaping business in Greeley. And actually, he was another one that took 10, 15 years off of the game. He bowled WBA years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He bowled ACB when it first started. And actually, he remembers Judy Bizzoni and Frankie Estes, who were running ACB after Nick Marchetti in the early 90s. He's bowled against Scharf, Brooks, the players.
Yeah.
McClurkin. Wow. With luck like that, I mean, I'll tell you what.
I had to bowl with him. I just don't remember.
Yeah. But throws a good ball. Macko's in trouble right now.
So is Perkins.
Yes. Gilroy, he'll make that 7-pin. All right.
This one's still a toss-up with Harmony and
She's
Gilroy,
down
but
14
she's
right now. And Rob Macko, ooh, a little high, but he can't get the 9 out. And once again, we got a good payday, $23.29 for our champion today. Second place is $1,214. Third place is $707. And then the 2 bowlers that tie for fourth are each going to take home $379. So another good payday.
it's light again.
Yep.
Just not getting enough pin to get the 2 out.
She's either doesn't have enough ball
Or
to make the turn,
move right
or she's
aboard.
afraid to go further right
Yeah.
with her feet.
And one board and she'd be.
Yeah, she'd be
She'd
mix
be mixing
instead of
them
yeah,
up.
exactly. There you go. Good comeback by Chris. But he's got to hope for some help now. All right, Harmony, not a girl.
I caught a little bit of the Women's U.S. Open today. Liz Johnson won that.
Oh, Liz is so
4
tough.
years in a row.
She's so tough. I was watching that little gal from Poland. Did you see her?
No, I just saw the last 2
Okay,
matches.
so it had to be early, but throws a heck of a ball. I never seen her before. But some of the collegiate guys who were bowling this afternoon said, "Oh yeah, she's from Poland and she throws a hell of a ball," and she does. But Liz had like a 25-pin lead on her and wouldn't relinquish it obviously and advanced. And then I didn't see the rest of it. But yeah, Liz is just one tough puppy.
Harmony
Very, very
is
tough. she's in
big trouble.
Serious trouble. Yeah. Greek Church into frame number 8, and she's going to get 4. Oh,
man.
Great try. Great try. 92 in the 8th.
Liz was in trouble in the semifinals, but as she does, she threw shots when she had to make them, and she pulled it out. She won by 4.
Wow. Oop, nah. Lost his footing a little bit and pulled it inside just a little. Leaves a 3-6. But Robert's in pretty good shape.
Rick Isaacs had a pretty good year. He's been in some finals.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, he had that one stretch, which for him's a long time, but I'd say like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
He didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
And he bowls every week.
Mm-hmm.
And he got out of his funk, and now he's been right back to what, Rick does best. He'll just grind you to death, Meanwhile, speaking of grind, Jonathan with another spare. And Robert, all right. He was thinking he was going to chop that 3 off the 6, but he covered it. So he's got 145 in the 7th spare in the 8th. And he's 32 pins ahead of Rob Macko. And he's getting 3, so he's up 35.
Rick opened. I don't think it matters.
Now, 193, 217. The best Chris can do is 188 scratch with 38.
Lose by, well, he could win.
No, he can win.
Yeah.
He's got to go double and count.
He started with the double.
That 10th frame open by Rick could be costly.
Could be. Got to have this first one.
Yep. Great shot by Robert Rodriguez. And there's number 1 for Chris.
1.
Well, you're right, Nolan. He's got to have this one.
Yep.
Or he'll lose by less than a mark. Rob Macko, he can sheet it for 03, but he's got to hope to do that and have Robert open in the 10th.
He goes,
and he can't get the 10 out.
Perkins goes 9 spare. He'd lose by 2 pins.
Wow.
He strikes here. He's going to win.
Yep. And?
Nope.
No.
Boy,
pulled through the shot.
Boy.
Yep.
Dodged a bullet, Mr. Isaacs.
Yes, he did.
Let that 610 get away from
Actually,
you.
it's going to end up 217, 215, just like you said. 2 pin difference. So Chris Perkins will go home. Tied for 6, makes $150.
Harmony's out.
Yep, unfortunately.
Macko's out. Nice shot.
Yeah, too little, too late, unfortunately. Best he can do is 183 scratch. Robert with an open in the 10th will shoot 190, so that game's over. So our 5th, 7th, and 8th seeded players are gone. 10 pin again by Rob Macko. Okay, we already know what our round 2 matchups are going to be. It's going to be John Johnson, our 2nd seeded player out of Golden, Colorado, taking on our 6th seed, Rick Isaacs, on lanes 5 and 6. And then on 9 and 10, our 3rd seed, Jonathan Gilroy, is going to take on our 4th seed, Robert Rodriguez, on 9 and 10.
We needed Harmony to win.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
We'd have somebody cute moving on. We need somebody cute moving on. A bunch of lugs.
As only you can say it. You know what I mean? That's what I like about you, Nolan. You don't pull any punches, you know? You just call it like it is, you know. So you wore your Rockies camouflage helmet
Yes,
hat
sir.
today.
Sir.
Trying to blend into the crowd, no doubt.
I did change shirts. I had my Rockies shirt
Yeah,
on.
boy. Look at Robert go here.
Yeah.
He's going to shoot 2 1/4 scratch.
It can be tough.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Right. He could throw 7 out of the last 8.
We'll have an interesting pick to click
Yes,
when
we
we
will.
get back.
Yes, we will. And it's my turn?
Yes.
You know who I'm picking. I got to. Even though he doesn't get much handicap. You got to pick. Got to pick Dwayne Mullinger.
So you're
Got
already
to.
picking.
Yeah, I have.
How
to.
could you not?
Yeah.
If you didn't.
Even if he doesn't win, it doesn't matter.
If you didn't pick him, I'd walk out of here so fast. Say, what the hell's wrong with you?
Exactly. All right, Robert Rodriguez finishes up. It's okay. He's going to shoot 224 scratch, shoot 248 with handicap, easily defeats Rob Macko, who had a great qualifier. All right, so Chris Perkins, Rob Macko, Harmony Trent will tie for 6th. Each bowler will receive $150. And when we come back, round 2 matches, we're going to see John Johnson of Golden versus Rick Isaacs on 5 and 6. And then Jonathan Gilroy will bowl Robert Rodriguez on 9 and 10. Again, you're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour here at AMF Littleton Lanes. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Source and Nolan Carruthers here for round 2 of our top 8 finals here at AMF Littleton Lanes. Littleton, Colorado, just southwest of the Denver Tech Center.
Northern Colorado Springs. That's where we're at.
Okay. Good idea. Or Northern Park or something like that. You know. All right, our second seed, John Johnson, leading off here, lane 5. John out of Golden. Crosses over. Uses all the lane. He's going up against Rick Isaacs. He's going to spot Rick
7.
10. Oh, 7. You're absolutely correct. And then our second match, Jonathan Gilroy and Robert Rodriguez.
That's your 10 pins there.
Jonathan's going to have a 10-pin advantage. So, again, the handicap's pretty close. Matches are pretty even.
Well, you made your pick to click. Now,
Yep.
now I have to make mine.
Yes, sir. And who do you like? I know who you like, but who's left to pick that you are going to go out there and do the magic wand on?
I'll pick John Johnson.
Okay. Our 1 and 2 seeded players have been picked by Nolan and myself. All right, so we got a strike for John Johnson and a spare for Rick Isaacs on 5 and 6. Jonathan Gilroy starts out with a strike, and Robert Rodriguez 5-pin. And the winner of these 2 matches will bowl each other on lanes 7 and 8. And the winner of that match will take on our tournament leader, Dwayne Mellinger. Our tournament leader has quite a bowling resume.
Yes, he does.
For those of you who don't know, Dwayne Mellinger, probably one of the top bowlers in Denver since he was 18 years old, realistically. Elected into the Denver Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. Has 5 titles with me when he was eligible in the Masters. For a while, he picked up his PBA card. Actually, the one time he actually bowled out, he graduated out of the Masters. The very next week, there was a regional in Kansas, and he won it. So, okay, I'll go up to the next level and just absolutely obliterates the field, which typical Dwayne. John Johnson with a great shot for a double.
Dwayne has such a. I love his release.
He is.
I just
but,
love
but
his
Dwayne
release.
he is super critical of himself. He demands perfection out of himself. He'll throw a shot that you and I won't even think is any different from the other shots he's thrown, and he gets upset at himself, never at anything else, because he expects to do the best at all times, and he is a machine, don't I tell you. And Dwayne was the only one playing the one board all week, really. And there was guys out there, but they weren't out where he was. And you'll see that when he gets into the championship match here this afternoon. And he played this shot at Nationals and shot 1931, I believe, all events, which this year, for as low as the scores were, was just fantastic.
Well, John Johnson has started with the first 3. We haven't had an open yet between all 4 bowlers.
Yep. Ooh, that could have easily walked over and kicked out the 6-10. All right, Rick Isaacs with a double, spare, double. Answers John Johnson's 3-bagger right out of the gate. It's amazing. John Johnson won 2 titles with me way back when. He was just a pup. And then literally hadn't won another title in like 12 years. And finally did that a couple months ago.
Oh.
Wow, that could have easily been 4 in a row. Robert Rodriguez has won 1 title with me. John Gilroy has never won with me yet. Nice to see him in the top 8, though.
Mm-hmm.
Very steady player. No problem for John. Oh, he was very lucky there.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves a 5-pin again.
Still haven't had an open.
No. Which is impressive. Really.
Yeah.
Between bad break splits and just missing your spot and leaving something horrific.
John's throwing it really nice.
Yeah, he is. He's in a good groove right now.
That one went
That one was horrible, and he carries.
Rick Isaacs can actually take the lead if he strikes here.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. He's got a 7-pin advantage in handicap. And that's going to be close. Too much head pin.
A lot of head pin.
Yeah, 3-6-10.
Down 6 pins to Johnson.
This 3-6-10 on this pattern isn't the easiest of spares. Ball will have a tendency to float out. That one actually hooked up pretty good and did exactly what he wanted it to do. So again, on 5 and 6, both bowlers have closed every frame. Have you noticed Robert Rodriguez is sneaking further and further outside?
I noticed he didn't get to the head pin on that shot.
He wasn't. He's a little off balance at the line on that shot.
He's down 11.
Yeah, looking at the 1-2-8.
Nice shot.
Okay, the 2 bowlers that failed to advance in this round, each bowler is going to take home, with 5% of the megapod, $379 each. And then we go 707, 1214, our champion today, 2329. That looked pretty good. No problem. All right, so Robert converts his spare in the 4th. And frame number 6 for John Johnson.
Nice
Boom.
shot.
He's got a pretty sweet look on lane 6. Tell you what.
He's up 16.
Yeah, you would think somebody with 3-bagger spare double on this pattern would be up like 40 pins.
Yeah.
And Rick is not giving in a lick. Boy, Jonathan let that one get away from his timing. Was horrible.
Nasty.
Yeah, that's an ugly spare.
And
1, 4, 5, 7, 8. And he was on a spare. That doesn't help. Gives a half a mark back to Robert Rodriguez. John Johnson. Nope, he's high again. That ball's just hooking up real early on lane 5 for him, but he leaves at 3-9. Meanwhile, John Johnson on lane 10. Oh, my goodness.
He missed all of them.
Ow, 5 out on a spare. Not good.
That'll come back and bite
really
you.
That really hurts, yeah.
That's like 2 opens.
Yeah, you're exactly right, buddy. 5 miss on a spare is 2 opens, realistically.
Nice.
Good shot by John Johnson. Converts to 3-9. He's got 147 in the 6th with a spare in the 7th.
Up 14.
And Jonathan Gilroy. Oh, he gets a break there. High in the pocket, but strikes.
Rick Isaacs can cut it to 4 with the strike here.
Will it
Maybe.
get there? Yes. Nice shot. Boy, John Johnson's got his hands full with Mr. Isaacs.
He can go up 6 if he strikes here.
Wow. Great
It's
match.
a good match.
Yeah. Meanwhile, let's see if Robert can get untracked here. He's been kind of fishing. He's been tweaking his feet right.
The speed of the 2
Yeah,
bowlers on the
it
left
becomes so
compared.
critical.
Well, I'm
Oh,
talking
my
about
goodness.
how fast they go. Look at the frames they're in.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
2 frames behind.
Yeah. And will he get 3 in a row? Yes, he
Great
does.
shot.
Wow.
He's up 6.
Incredible. Great comeback. 2 spares, a double, a spare, and a 3-bagger.
Robert
To get
washout.
right back in the hunt. Yeah, 1-2-8-10. 2-8-10 seemed to be the split of choice this weekend. Again, that ball coming up real late and light off of the ditch.
Boy, John Johnson needs a shot here.
Yeah, he does.
I like it.
Nope.
Oh, that
No,
thing came
hooked up early.
hard.
He short-stroked that ball, Nolan. Did you watch his arm? You see how he didn't extend
didn't.
fully. He was right in here. Ball just set up real early on him. And Robert Rodriguez can't convert. He gives Jonathan Gilroy a little life here. So he's got 82 in the 5th with an open.
Down 6.
And John
Hang
Johnson,
on.
yes,
There you
no
go.
problem. 3-6-10. All right, he needs to get back on track here. He's got 164 in the 7th, spare in the 8th. He can still shoot 244 scratch, but Mr. Isaacs can shoot 256 scratch if he punches.
Rick Isaacs is playing very tight.
Yep,
And
he likes playing real deep.
He can do that.
Yes, he can, because he's got the right ball speed.
And his extension and follow through is really good.
Robert? Oh, my goodness.
Man.
Wow, that wasn't even close. Ooh. That was a good shot. Leaves at 10. And he's got to cover a spare. He can't give Rick even more of an opportunity. Meanwhile, Robert Rodriguez, 138. And John, no problem. All right, 183 in the 8th, spare in the 9th. But it's all in Rick Isaacs' hands right now. He cannot be caught.
Still close, though.
Yeah, but
It's within 10
he
pins.
closes these 2 frames, though. I like his chances. Ooh, that was not the easiest of spares for Robert Rodriguez to convert, but he did so.
It's a big
So he's got
spare.
82 in the 5th with a spare. Rick Isaacs looking for 4 in a row. Ooh, can't quite kick out the 4. So he's going to be 180-something in the 8th as well, but again, he's getting 7 pins.
He'll be
so
up
he's up
9.
a mark. Yeah,
9 pins.
pretty much up a mark going into the 10th frame. Jonathan Gilroy, that was a pretty good shot. He leaves a 4-pin. Couldn't take advantage of that strike. That double would have really helped give him a little bit of breathing room.
Got a real good. No, he got it.
You know, earlier, if this was a fresh pattern, I could see that ball easily going right past that 2-pin.
So they're both on a spare in the 9th.
Yep.
Isaac's up 9.
Yep. An open by Rick or a double by John. This game gets real close.
6-pin match with Gilroy
Wow.
and Rodriguez.
Yeah, both these matches have been close all the way.
There's a big shot right here for Rick Isaacs.
Yep.
He is up.
That's not going to be good. No. Actually, he was very lucky just to leave it 10 on that shot. He pulled that ball badly. Jonathan Gilroy pulls it, 3-6-10.
He cannot shut Johnson out. He can force him to double, which he did.
Yeah, because Rick can shoot 224 and 24 over 248. John Johnson can actually go 233 and 17
He has
for
to double.
250. So regardless, John Johnson's going to have to double.
Mm-hmm.
Will John Gilroy get there? No, he doesn't. Couldn't get the ball back off the edge there, so he's open in the 7th frame. He's got 104. And Rick Isaacs finishes with 222 scratch, 246 with handicap. Excellent game. Clean 222.
John Johnson doubles, he wins.
Yep.
I mean, 2 more in the 10th.
Yes. Yep. If he doesn't double, he loses by 6.
Right. He hasn't struck since the 6th frame.
Ooh, Robert Rodriguez got a major break there. That was runaway Brooklyn, and he carried. All right, let's see. This is John's lane.
Brooklyn, it's
Nope,
over.
It's over. All right, so John Johnson goes down in defeat. He's going to tie for 4th, but he's going to take home $379.
Boy, he started a house of fire.
Sure did.
3-bagger, spare, double. He hasn't struck since. Clean game. Both of them are clean.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yep. Oh, back-to-back
That's
Brooklyn strikes. And, of course, John, FBAC, Phil Ball always carries. 222 and 17, 239. Excellent game, but it's not enough.
He lost by 7 pins.
Yep. Jonathan Gilroy through the face, leaves a 6-10.
He's in big trouble. He's down 22.
And he needs to
Yeah.
make this and get going here. Whoa. Barely makes the 6-10 on 8th frame. So he's got 104 in the 7th, spare in the 8th. Meanwhile, Robert Rodriguez has finally gotten lined up. He's got a double going into the 9th.
Well, I don't know if he was lined up.
Well, that's true.
Runaway
Yeah,
Brooklyns.
2 runaway Brooklyns. But you know
Maybe
what?
that's where he wants it.
But when he talks to somebody, he doubled.
I
you know?
crushed them, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Just like that Carlos Gonzalez screamer up the third baseline the other night. It's a hit in the box score.
There you go.
All right, Jonathan looking to convert this 6-pin here.
He better
He
convert
needs, yeah, he needs to badly. And he
it.
does
Puppy's
not.
over. Not calling it.
Yeah, his chances have just
That
bit the dust. I agree with you absolutely. I believe he's going to go down in defeat.
puppy gone. So we'll have Robert Rodriguez pulling Rick Isaacs.
Yep. 3 masters left. Then our next 2 matches will be right here on 7 and 8.
I can't hardly see 8 for the ball return. I can see the pins. That's all I can see.
Another runaway Brooklyn.
Yep.
This time leaves a 5-10. He's actually been very lucky this game.
Yeah.
And he really hasn't been pushed. Fortunate for him.
If he goes for one and covers one, he'll be up
And
16.
here's the sad part.
That's
If he's
fair.
bowling John Johnson, he's going to lose by 30 or
Yeah.
40. Unfortunately, it's the way it
Well,
goes, how the
I'll
seeds work.
tell you, if Gilroy picks up that 3-pin or the 6-pin,
6-pin, yeah.
it's
It's still a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with a split here. Because if he misses this, wow. That
But
missed 6-pin's
it's
huge.
huge.
He doesn't get anything on a strike. So he's got 156 and a ninth.
He's up 14 pins.
Up 14. But
So
that's still not a given.
No, if he opens,
He opens.
Gilroy can
Gilroy's
get
got
him.
to double and beat him, yeah.
If he marks, it's over.
Yep. So as the bowling gods will say, not so
3
fast.
frames in a row. He hasn't
Yeah,
made
oh,
a
yeah,
shot.
he hasn't been
Everything
close.
left.
Yep. And not a little left.
No.
A lot left.
Yeah, when you leave the 5-10,
Yeah. Really.
the right-hander, you're running away hard.
And the 5-10. Well, let's see. 10th frame.
Out a little farther.
Oh, came through the face. 3-6-10.
He better cover
Not the
this
easiest of
puppy.
spares.
What goes here?
Spare and count. He will wrap up this match, though.
If he doesn't spare, he can lose.
Yes.
Same situation. Gilroy would have to double.
Yep.
I like it.
Nope,
man.
Nope. Here we go, folks. What's he got? 164 scratch?
He has to double to beat him.
He's got 188.
He can put 20 in the 10th and lose by 2. He has to strike on this shot.
Yes. Yeah, he's got a double. First two. First two he wins. Count's almost meaningless.
It's
Nope,
over.
It's over. Robert Rodriguez survives a scary match. So he's going to go into the semis and he's going to face Rick Isaacs. Okay, both bowlers open over there in the 10th frame. Jonathan Gilroy is going to end up shooting 141 and 34 for 175. He's going to go home tied for fourth, makes $379. Again, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, our semifinal match will feature our 4th seed, Robert Rodriguez, taking on our 6th seed, Rick Isaacs. You're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour Denver branch here at AMF Littleton Lanes, Littleton, Colorado. Come on back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nick LaSource and Nolan Carruthers here for our semifinal match at AMF Littleton Lanes. And our 2 master players for this match 3 is a scratch match, Robert Rodriguez and Rick Isaacs. Both bowlers with 24 pins handicap. Robert, the higher seeded player, is going to lead. And we'll begin match number 3 right now. Robert was very fortunate to win that match, Nolan, while meanwhile Rick is just like a pit bull. He's just grinding away.
Well, he never had an open.
A Joe Stepniak protege.
He threw 3 big ones in a row when he needed them.
Yes, that definitely. And at a time in the match where he really needed them to pull away.
Neither one of them opened. They tied scratch.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he
Wow.
won with the 7
Yeah.
sticks. He won by 7. He was getting 7.
Sure. Wow. That just stayed out there.
And that's telling him that this is playing different than that
Oh,
last
well,
pair.
way different. Oh, my goodness. Yeah,
'Cause
by
it was
a lot.
running
Yeah.
away on him over there.
Yeah. Fortunately, that pair is over. The last 2 games are going to be right here on 7 and 8.
That's going to help Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Right now, I can tell
Yes,
you that
absolutely.
he's glad he saw what he saw.
Sure. Yeah. And meanwhile, warming up down on lanes 1 and 2, tournament leader Dwayne Mellinger. Dwayne's going to spot one of these gentlemen 16 pins when he gets here. That's a good shot. Okay. Takes out the 1-2-4. Spares first, Frank. You know, we talked about Dwayne earlier in the telecast about how meticulous he is and how much when he gets in a state where he feels good and he wants to bowl, he practice. Dwayne, over the years, has had 2 major wrist surgeries.
I was going to say, he's had wrist issues.
And the one put him down for quite a while. This last one, which I think time flies, but I want to say it's been 3 or 4 years now. The first one, they literally opened him up. The second one was arthroscopically done. And so what does he do? He goes out when the doctor tells him he can go throw. He grabs a 6 or an 8 pound ball, and he basically comes in when we're bowling league's over, and he'll walk up and he'll roll like 2 shots. He's done. And then he might come back the next night or the night later and do that, and then he feels good, and he'll go up a pound. And even when he feels good, but he's not bowling sharp, he's not tournament ready, he won't bowl anything. He's not going to bowl anything until he feels that he is at his best. And he is one tough customer. All right, both bowlers spare here in frame 1. Oh, that was inside. Yep. Very lucky just to leave a 6-10. All right, the bowler in this match, it fails to advance, is going to take home $707. Not a bad day at the office. We're into some good money now.
Yes, sir.
And butter money next week at Holiday. We spun that. Oh, I didn't think that was going to come back.
I was thinking it's going to take
Kind of
the
spun
10
it right off his hand, yeah. Take the 10, leave the 6.
And when I tore my shoulder in therapy, well, they asked me, they said, what's your goal? And I said, I want to bowl again. And they said, geez, most people say they want to go back to work. And I said, no, I want to bowl again. And I was out for like 9 months or whatever it was. And that's one of the things we did in therapy, in training, was took a 3-foot trampoline, diameter of 3 foot, put it on its end against a wall.
Right.
And I would, nice shot.
Great shot.
And they started off with a 4-pound ball, and with my right hand, I would step back about 6 feet, and I would throw that ball at the trampoline, but I had to catch it with my right hand also to give me motion.
Right.
And then we went to 5 pounds, and then 6 pounds,
Wow.
and then to 7 pounds. And it was brilliant. My therapist figured it out, and he said, I got an idea. And I'm like, I think it really worked.
Wow.
Because once I got up to 8 pounds, we quit. I mean,
Right,
8
of course.
pounds coming back was hard to
and
hold.
you're going to catch it one hand.
We're going to tear that arm again. But
exactly.
I mean, it was
That's
great
cool.
therapy.
Yeah, because you won that title at Holiday right after.
Right, 2 weeks after.
2 weeks
I came
after,
back.
yep. Pretty impressive. Ooh, look at that. 5-6. Unusual split on a strike. Again, both bowlers, same amount of handicap, so every pin's a factor here.
Sure is.
Scratch match.
And you know what was ironic is I tore it the first cut I ever made with you.
Wow.
I bowled the semis the next day with it torn, and it was crazy. I had some adrenaline that helped me for like 3 frames in the semis, but then I was done. And then I was gone for a while. And that first one I won, paid $6,700. That's when you were getting
the old
300.
progressive pots.
Holy smokes!
Sure. I'll still never forget the one time years ago. I think I talked to you about it. We had a gal that bowled the club pretty regularly. Her name was Stacy Grunwald. Lived in, I believe, Littleton or Englewood, somewhere down in there. And she needed a car. And Stacy was a pretty good bowler, 60, 70 average bowler. Would make the finals every once in a while. Make the cut every once in a while. Needs a car badly. She wins the tournament. Well, I'm going to back up a little bit. So she goes into a dealership, and she says that she would, want to see this car or that car. And they basically treat her like dirt. And, blew her off, basically, and she was hot, okay? That girl came back on a mission. And she says, you know what? I'm going to get me a car.
Oh, Rick.
And as luck would have it, she wins the tournament, and it had to be, 5,000-6,000 minimum back then. But what I liked about her, she walked into the dealership and basically said, remember me? And the guy says, yeah. And she says, and you were worried about, my credit, this and that. Shows him the check and walks out.
Nice.
And I laughed. I said,
Nice.
that is so cool. That's the stuff that you like to see. That's pretty impressive. But I thought that was great.
Oh, Rick.
Rick's lost it a little bit here. And again,
Well, that's
much
fair.
tighter. Again, this
Yes,
pair's
it
much
is
tighter.
much tighter.
So on 5 and 6, where he was getting the ball to check up and
Yep.
finish, now the ball's just gone 60 feet.
That's right.
Where he's playing.
Well, he missed the 3-pin.
Yeah.
He just missed.
Yeah, it just never
flagged
came
it.
back. Now he leaves a 1-2-4-10 and makes it. Attaboy, Rick.
It's a 2-pin match.
Yeah. Meanwhile, your pick to click is toast.
No, mine's gone.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
And I tell you what,
really like
and
that
I'll
guy.
tell you what, if it was your turn this week, I know you'd have picked Dwayne, and I'd have picked John. And we've been in the same boat, because both bowlers had a good look. John threw the ball well today.
When do I ever pick the number 1 seed?
Every now and then,
No, I don't.
I mean,
You like-
the
Yeah,
number
I-
one is you got a 50% chance right out of the gate,
Yeah,
but,
when that go, you don't.
oh, nice shot.
You do not. If Dwayne Melliger's in the, you don't not pick him. You'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's like not picking the Dodgers right now.
Yeah. They're insane.
Oh my goodness! And then they pick up
43
you,
over
you
500.
Darvish, and they pick up you
Yeah.
Darvish, and he throws like a 3-hitter first time
Yeah.
out. That's nuts. But you know what, though, buddy? In a short series,
Oh yeah.
anything can happen. And like with Price with the Red Sox, losing record in the playoffs. Kershaw, losing record in the playoffs. You never know.
And he's hurt.
Yeah.
He'll be back at
He'll
the
be
right
back, though.
time.
They have such a big lead. They don't. If he doesn't pitch again till the middle of September, it'd be no big deal. Oh, look at this.
210.
210.
Boy, these guys are struggling here.
Yeah, they
Nick.
sure are. And like you said, I immediately liked Robert's chances because it was a lot fresher, and with his ability to hook the ball, I just thought that played right into his wheelhouse.
And it's still May.
Yeah, true.
But that was just a little light
Yeah,
because it is so much tighter.
sure. Yeah, this is nip and tuck all the way through.
Got one pair can play, so it just.
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, it's what makes it makes it really interesting. But sometimes it's like, oh, you just hope when you're like in qualifying when you move, you hope that first look at least you can get a mark, leave something
Yeah,
that you
right.
can mark, and get your look.
Ooh, wow, that was close. But again, no pin count at all on a strike. So he's got 74 in the fifth with an open.
Down 12. Providing Rick Isaac's marks here.
Well, the other thing in Dwayne's advantage is he's very fortunate that, again, in a one-game match, if you're spotting somebody 20, 30 pins, a little luck, a bad break, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
The most, he's going to spot one of these two guys 16 pins.
Right.
And that plays
Nice.
into his game also. That was good. That was a
was.
good shot there. Leaves a 7 on a mixer.
Cover this, he can go up 11 pins.
Yep.
Don't miss it to the right, Rick.
And we're 6 weeks away from our fall regional.
Oh, he missed it
Oh,
to the
look at
left.
Wow. So he flags
We're
a
tied.
3-pin.
We are
He
tied.
flags a 3-pin inside.
Yep.
and then hooks the 7-pin. And you shut up.
And we are tied.
And Sledgester's giving me the tie signal over there.
It's tied right now.
Loves to abuse us. Yeah, halfway through the match and right where we started. Both bowlers 74 in the fifth when it opened.
Going Brooklyn.
Wow. Changed equipment. Leaves a 9-pin, but still very high.
I don't see him missing this one. He's missed 2 single pin
which
spares
is
now.
very unusual for Rick. Very unusual. All right, so he converts that.
One thing he won't do, he doesn't get frustrated.
No.
He stays calm.
Yep.
If he has emotions, he hides them.
Well,
I wish
yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, last night I was like a wild man. I was so. I'm grinding. I'm trying to get there and to leave this 8, 9, 7, 10 in 4.
Yeah, you left the whole back row
in 5 frames.
Yeah,
I was just
unbelievable.
Just give me one break, just something.
Just give me one double out of that whole situation.
And I opened in 4 games, 3 10th frames.
Oh man,
2
that
washouts and I had
killer.
a chop. You can't do that.
No, you can't. Ooh, that was a good shot.
That looked pretty good.
Little high, leaves a 4. Well, and actually the same thing with John Johnson. If John doesn't open in the 10th frame of the 3rd game of the semifinals, he's our tournament leader.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Oh, my goodness,
everything.
yeah.
Cover this, we're still tied.
Stemniak's at home. There you go.
He didn't
Look
cover
at
it.
that. Unbelievable.
Slid to the right.
Yep.
What I just said, last frame to Rick Isaacs, don't miss to the right.
No.
So much tighter here.
Wow. Amazing.
How is that? These were used all day, just like the rest of them.
Yes. I know. Doesn't make any
Carry
sense,
down,
does it?
more carry down. What? I'm asking. What is it?
Well, they do use ice here,
Yeah.
so you will get that push.
But why didn't you get the same push on 9 and
Depending,
10? It's crazy.
because everybody was playing everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why.
Different bowlers.
Yep, absolutely.
That's not getting there.
It barely got there. Because he was looking at 2-8-10 there. If that ball doesn't hit the head pin at the last minute.
It barely hit it.
Yep, 2-5. Now,
spares are
he's
tough here.
missed inside. So, in his mind, he's either going to go right with his feet and go at it directly. And, it can happen.
Go left.
Or
run
chop,
away.
Chop the 2 right off the 5.
Hit a dry board down there at about 50 feet and cover the 7 pin.
Yeah.
You want mine?
Yep, good job. And the whole time he's watching it going, you can hook anytime now.
He's down 11 pins.
Yep.
I envy people that can just stay this calm like Rick Isaacs does. There's a lot of them that do that.
No, sure.
You're wired how you're wired.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm wired.
Ooh, that was
That's not
good.
easy either.
No, 3-6-10. Both bowlers really struggling here.
He's up 8 pins.
Yeah, I was like that when I was younger. Leave my emotion on my sleeve. I'm bowling a scratch leg. I'm like, think I was 19. I miss a 5-pin.
Nice
And
cover.
these big boiler room doors behind the concourse, and I turn around and I punched that door and just took my knuckle halfway up my hand and broke my hand. So
that's a good move, right?
Yeah, that
there.
was really stupid. I'm going, yeah, that was great, Nick. Way to go.
Don't give it with the left.
Yeah,
You know, hit it with the right.
No, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So now there's an Invitational Summer League scratch, and I do this in like the end of April, right? So I got a cast on my hand.
That's not getting there.
Watch and but I want a ball. So I go in and drill a ball with the cast on my hand, and I'm bowling this league. And you know, back in the early mid-70s, I'm averaging in the 190s, which for me was pretty good.
And the cast
with this cast,
weighs
right?
20 pounds.
So about 4 weeks later, I walk in for a checkup, and the doctor says, yeah, I think you're pretty much ready to go. We could take that cast off.
He missed this. He missed that puppy.
Unbelievable. I refused to take the cast off until the league was over. But, you know, it taught me a very valuable lesson.
Yeah.
It's over.
Hit with your left hand.
There is no.
That's what it taught me.
And I'm left-handed by nature.
Well, yeah,
but
so you are in a bind.
So I still hit it with my right hand, right?
You
Like
are
a
in
dummy.
a bind. Yeah.
Idiot. But I mean, and I'm not going to say that I've never gotten mad. Obviously, I have over the years at myself for doing stupid stuff. But I never did anything that dumb when it came to that because it was fruitless. I mean, did it change the score? No. Did it ruin me? Pretty much for at least that night in the next couple of weeks. Ooh, boy, that crept up through the head pin. 6-10.
I'll tell you what.
This is just becoming an ugly game, Nolan.
He covers this. Robert Rodriguez would be up 2 pins.
Wow.
Rick
Incredible.
Isaacs has missed three
single
pin
pins.
spares, all different ones. He missed the head pin twice on that frame.
Unbelievable. And he's down out of it.
Oh, he's right in it.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite chop, the 6-10. Makes it no problem. All right. So with a strike here, like you said, he's up 2 pins. Going into frame number 9. And we have had a total of 2 strikes in this match, both by Robert Rodriguez.
That's right.
Every one of Rick Isaacs' opens are single pin spares, which is amazing. You just don't see that from Rick.
No.
Both bowlers with 3 opens. Robert missed a single pin, and he had 2 splits.
Can he get to the pocket on lane 7?
On lane 7, yeah.
One time. No.
Will it?
Oh, it did.
Boy, he put some hand in that ball.
He did put some in it.
Wow, great shot. That was huge. 9th frame strike.
Yeah, here we go.
So let's see what the pit bull can do here, Mr. Isaacs. Get back into grind mode here. And he pulled it. Yep. He pulled it. He has no confidence right now.
Well, he better cover this spare.
Yeah. And what it's going to come down to now with that strike by Robert Rodriguez in a 2-pin lead, even if Rick spares here, all Robert needs to do is go spare count. Rick's got a double. And he's going to know what he's got to do because Rick's going to finish first. All right, he finally gets a 1-pin spare. But realistically, he needs a double here in the 10th.
That's how he has to look at it.
Yeah, you do. You really do. And hope that Robert doesn't throw the first one. Mm-hmm. If he does, it's over. But to have any chance at all, let me put a double up against him and see what happens. Boy, look how deep he's playing now.
He changed it all.
Yeah, why not? He's got nothing to lose. And will it get there? A light mixer that works. All right. I love it. He's not afraid to do anything.
No.
It's pretty amazing.
He can spare here and at least force him to mark.
Yep.
If he spares.
Spare count?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking 10 more in the 10th is what I'm just saying.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
Gotta get
because
him
it's huge.
Get him to 159. Force Robert to mark.
If he throws this one, Robert's got to
gonna-
throw the first one. And no, badly left. 3-9. So he can go 159, 183 with handicap.
Robert Rodriguez has to mark.
Yep. But he doesn't have to strike.
No, he just has to mark.
Spare 9, he's a winner. Okay, no problem there. Good shot. All right, so he shoots 159. And the ball is in Mr. Rodriguez's court. Huge ball here.
He needs spare 9 to win.
$500 frame right here, buddy.
Boy, oh boy.
He's either going to go home with 707 or a minimum of 1214 going into the championship match.
Spare 8, we're doing this again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Strike.
I know, Joe. Don't tell me.
Strike here and it's over.
Please strike. Please strike. Either go spare 9 or spare 7. Will it get there? Beautiful
That's
shot.
over.
Wow. Great
I think he's
shot.
found something, Nick.
Yes, well.
Those 2 last shots were crushed.
Yeah, they were.
Those single pin spares just,
They killed Rick.
they
yeah.
killed him. He knows it.
Oh, yeah.
Can't miss 3 of those. That's 33 sticks. It's over. He covers
Yeah,
those single
yeah,
pin
it's over.
spares. He's
Oh, please. Yeah, it's
this-
over. Before the 10th frame's
Yeah.
even here.
Yeah, he's sitting at 192.
Ooh.
It was high, but I like his
6
look. I
out of
like
10.
what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got the match in. Let me see what else is out there. Absolutely. Shoots 160 and he's going to win.
Wonder if he's going to try to get 2 or look at something here. Big good
It
place
really
to
doesn't
look at
matter.
something.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's a free shot. Now he's going to go at it. All right. 167 and 24. Shoots 191 and he's a winner.
By 8 pins.
Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to set the stage. Robert Rodriguez again fights off some nasty, nasty shots, but is victorious, and he's going to take on our tournament leader, Dwayne Mellinger, when we come back. Again, you're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour Denver branch here at AMF Littleton Lanes. Come on back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for our championship match, AMF Littleton Lanes with the Amateur Bowlers Tour Denver branch. We have Robert Rodriguez of Greeley taking on our tournament leader, Dwayne Mellinger of Aurora. Dwayne recently inducted into the Denver Bowling Hall of Fame last year. Dwayne is elected to have Robert lead the match, so shake hands and best of luck. And I'll tell you what, Dwayne has got a sweet look up the ditch.
He sure does.
Oh, my goodness. When Dwayne bowled with us regularly, he was a 5-time Master champion. Won 3 titles at Bellevue, 1 at Crown Lanes, 1 at Holiday. At Bellevue, he had 2 singles and a doubles title, and then 2 more singles titles at Crown and Holiday. spotting Robert Rodriguez 16 pins.
And Robert's staying where he was, but he did have he finished with a pretty good look.
Oh,
He's
came up
trying
late
to
and
play
late.
out
Leaves
a
a
little.
bucket. Yep. The biggest difference between these two guys, number one, Dwayne will be a little bit farther right than Robert. And Dwayne has what I would tell on this pattern is better ball speed. More consistent ball speed. Ball will roll up, finish up real sweet. Robert, if he throws the ball just a little bit too hard, the ball just will not finish. Or finish late and leave him. This, which is a break really, because normally something like that, you're going to see the 2-8-10 or the 2-10, 2-4-8-10. So let's see if he can start off. Looked like he lost his footing a little bit, but recovered and makes the bucket.
So here's your first look at Dwayne Mellinger. If you haven't seen him before, he's fun to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely fun to watch. I think as a kid he did a lot of bowling at AAA and probably Heatheridge would be my guess. Ooh, that went high. And
There it went.
Yep, there's a little bit of a bad break, leaves a 3-10. He was inducted last year with Wayne Stellick. All right, easily makes the baby split. So both bowlers would have spared frame one.
And those two bowled nationals together on the same team, along with Scott Myers, Darryl Stone,
Carl Schmidt. Yeah, it's a team I'd like to take pretty much anywhere.
It's a pretty good team.
Yes, absolutely.
That's somebody we don't see much anymore, Darryl Stone.
Nope.
Had two kids.
And, and working his butt off, Oh, boy.
That thing came
Wow.
back. Man.
Very, very lucky. Just leave the 2. He didn't like that at all.
Darryl's a good bowler.
Oh, yeah.
He's got 15 titles, I believe.
Something like that.
14 or 15.
Pretty much.
He's got a scratch title in Vegas.
Yep. And for the first 6 or 7 times that he came up against Stepniak, he couldn't beat him.
What is he, 33?
Yeah, if that.
I mean.
Yeah. He's a young pup compared to some of these other guys with that many titles, sure.
And now he's out of the loop for a while. It just, you have kids. It just happens.
Yeah, of course.
I quit for 15 years.
What, quit having kids?
Quit bowling.
Oh, quit bowling.
I never set foot in a center.
All right, frame 2, Robert Rodriguez. Dwayne Mellinger has spared his first 2 frames. Oh, high.
Same thing.
Did just about the same thing that Dwayne did. 3-6-10, only his 6-pin stayed up, didn't fall out.
He's up 14. He's lost 2 pins off of his
counts.
Off of his handicap. Loses 2 a frame, he'll lose.
Yeah.
He'll lose by 4.
Ooh. I didn't know what that ball was going to do.
Who's going to strike first?
Well, yeah.
Well,
if I was a betting man.
Well, are you?
I am.
You want to bet $5?
Yeah, Dwayne will strike first.
All right, I'll take that bet right now.
Well, you have had a couple brewskis at the game, haven't you?
Well, I always do. I don't have to have a game to have a brewski.
Good point. And now that saying that, Robert's going to drill this shot because
what do you
I
think
want to keep you off of food stamps.
What do you think I am here?
Well, I can't say it.
This isn't my first rodeo. I'm banking on him striking.
No, I think
right
your
here.
first rodeo, you only lasted 3 seconds.
It wasn't that long.
See?
Boom.
You're disgusting.
Pay me.
You are just disgusting.
That's
you
all
really
I got to say.
You know,
about that.
it should be because he went Brooklyn, it should be a 0.
I got
because
your
that's the
should
way
be.
it is at pot games.
I got your should be. Just put that 5 right here. Just put that 5 right here. And I'm done betting for the day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. He kills me.
I've got so many 5s from you.
Oh, my goodness. Have you bought that car yet?
I did
with
buy,
all that money?
I did buy a car, and then I hit a pole with it.
Nice. I got a little lucky there. 4-7-10 came in.
Still a 14.
Dwayne has not liked any shot that he's thrown so far.
He did in warm-up.
Yeah.
You know, I won the instant clean last night.
Yep.
And I won 3 high game pots in series. I mean, it
I know.
doesn't. It adds up. It
Yeah,
does.
of
I mean,
course it does. Sure.
It's my moral little victory. I went home and I counted. I said, I got $80.
Well, and knowing that you didn't really bowl that
Jeez.
good.
Man.
Oh, 3-6-10 again. Ooh, 3-6-9-10.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it even a little bit harder.
But there's another 5. There's 85.
Are you bowling in any leagues with me this year?
If you're bowling Tuesday or Friday, I am.
No. You're lucky.
You want to bowl Friday night?
No, I do not.
All right.
Chopped it. Chopped it right straight back. Takes the 3-9 out of the 3-6-9-10. Okay. Now he's going to regroup here. He's not happy. Meanwhile, Robert better take it his advantage while he's got it. Now, you're bowling Tuesday, Friday. I'm bowling Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, we got every day covered but
Pretty
Monday.
much. Yeah. Nice
shot.
Nice shot.
Scott's our producer bowls Monday. We got all
And
5.
he bowls Monday?
We got all 5 days.
I guess, okay. None of us are allowed to bowl weekends, though, except for Nolan.
Go. There you go. Well, I'm not bowling on Sundays, and I'm not happy about it.
All right, makes a 10-pin. The one story I like to tell people, the
28-pin lead, Nick.
Dwayne was very instrumental in getting the sport league started in Denver. And we were able to do a travel sport league with the Brunswick Centers back then in Denver. So we bowled 7 weeks at each house on a different sport pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 6 houses. No, let me see. 7 houses, 6. Anyway, we bowled 5 or 6 weeks per house, and we moved. And Dwayne was pretty instrumental in getting it started. And I think the first year we had 10 teams. And then I think the largest that ever got for us was 16, but we were the only sport league that bowled in the fall season. We had some sport leagues that eventually we could get in the summertime, but we were the only one that did it in the fall. And when Irv Brown and I did the TV shows in the early 90s, sport leagues were just basically starting. And I remember the one time I ran into him years later, and he says to me, he goes, "I'm writing a book." He said, "There you go." He says, "Who's the best bowler?" And I looked right at Irv, and Irv really doesn't know the game. And I said, "When?" Because the game's changed so much. I mean, are you looking at Norm Nichols years ago, or are you looking at
Freddie McClurkin.
Freddie McClurkin, Paul Woodward,
Les Schishler.
Les Schishler, of course. Oh my goodness, yeah. And Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
And right away I said, "It's very easy, Irv." And he says, "How?" And I said, "We're bowling a sport league." I said, "We're on 6 or 7 different patterns. There's 48 guys in the league." I said, "There is one gentleman who is 10 to 12 pins higher than anybody else in the league, Dwayne Mellor." Mm-hmm. I said, "When you separate yourself like that in an arena like that, that just tells you how good that individual is. And he was, and still is. And the wild thing was, the one year, it's his team, and he was bowling Michael Otson, who you know, Sue Van Dyke, who used to bowl the women's tour, and I'm bowling with Aaron Howard, Ken Bailey. Mm-hmm. And it comes down to the last night, and we got him, and we're going into the third game, and Dwayne gets locked in. And as it comes down, he's got a strikeout in the 10th frame to beat us, and that would give him 279 on a sport pattern. And guess what?
He did it.
He shoots 279 and wins the league, and that's Dwayne.
Moral of the story, he's not out of this one.
Oh, and with Robert thrown in the ditch, thank God he's on a strike. But he never closed up.
He's up 28 pins.
Well, that's not going to help. But he could have actually really taken a huge step forward by doubling.
He can spare here and maintain his 28-pin lead.
Yeah. Lucky for him, he was on a strike.
And that's the risk playing there.
Yes. Yeah,
Just
it's risk we run.
Forget about it.
Well, not a lot of people play the ditch anymore. The sport patterns have taken you off the ditch, unless they're real short.
Nice
Great
shot.
comeback. Great comeback. That was an excellent shot.
Both on a spare, 28 pins up,
Wow.
7th frame. He's added 12 to his.
He's only up 12 pins.
Well, you got to give him 16 for his handicap.
Oh, yeah. Yep, absolutely. I forgot.
So he's up.
I'm
20.
thinking of the match before where there was
With
scratch.
scratch.
Yep. All right, halfway through.
His last 2 shots on this frame, he has struck. On this lane.
On this lane, yeah. And the same for Dwayne on lane 8. Comes up late. And he almost kicked the 2-pin forward.
Good pin count. Close frames, and
Yep.
you're forcing Dwayne to.
Well, at this
put
point,
some
he's going to have
strikes
to
in
put
there.
2 or 3 together.
That's one thing with spares like this for me. If I'm playing the ditch, you leave a 2-pin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to play the 2-pin off the ditch. I'd rather come in and play straight out.
Yeah.
I like to look at that. If I know, like, if we're on cheat, I like to kind of look at, like, would I play third arrow? Where would I be, for a
Right.
strike
Right.
shot? Kind of, so I'd have something to go off of. See, I don't like that. I just
Yep,
don't.
came right off his hand again. He's got thumb issues. I know he's been switching out his switch grips and his bowling balls. Yeah, he's going to go get another thumb that feels a little bit better for him.
When he was on the approach looking at it, he didn't look like he was sure how he wanted to play
He,
it.
he didn't like the way his thumb was coming out of the ball.
Well, I think you just go to the third arrow and pretty much go directly at it.
And see, I've done it too long. The 3-6-9 rule from years ago. Ooh, it was automatic to me. If I leave it 2, I'm moving 3. If I leave a 4, I'm moving 6.
Unless you're playing the twig. That's when I just don't like the risk of it. That's me.
But again, when we were in the lacquer days where everybody was inside, and then they pushed us out to the ditch with urethane, and it took people a while to get used to playing the ditch. I mean, people thought they were playing a ditch or playing 7.
7, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I still hear people saying, I'm playing outside, and they're playing 5, 6.
I know,
board.
crack
I'm
it
like,
up.
wow.
Yeah, well, keep going.
Yeah.
But, you get used to doing that, so it never bothered me. And it even today, if I leave a 7-pin, I'm walking up and I'm throwing the ball slow, but I'm throwing it right up the one board and just hooking the ball across the lane. I feel very comfortable with that. Rather than go right at it quick and maybe flag it. That was a good shot by Dwayne.
Well, there's another thing to look at, though. I don't swing the ball. So if I'm standing that far right, and I can't move 4 right or 3 right and play that.
Sure you can.
I'm out of room.
You just
if I
know.
throw it over the gutter for 5
well, you
feet.
might.
No, I'm going down the third arrow.
You
I'm
scaredy
just
cat.
going straight at it.
But how many times have we seen it here where we've had a guy take a spare ball and go and square up on a pin that he should have, to me, move right.
I know.
And just flag it.
I know.
Or pull it a little bit because he's got no margin for error.
Mm-hmm.
So I just always felt comfortable that way. But to each his own.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what, he opened the door a little bit.
He did.
And he.
Yes, he did.
It's a 17-pin match now.
Yeah. And I don't know about that one.
That's trouble.
Here we go.
Get it out.
210. Looky, looky, looky. We got a match here, folks.
Well.
And I didn't like the way he cleared that ball.
I didn't either.
But again, in a way, that's why I do like the inserts, because if his thumb swelled a little bit and he's hanging, in the old days, you're either you got a rat tail file or something, and you're pulling stuff out of your thumb to make it big enough to get your thumb in it. Now you just switch. You go to a bigger thumb insert and you put it in, and away you go. Maybe? Nah. All right. So he's got 134 in the eighth. Wow.
Boy.
And if Dwayne just marks in the ninth, what is he down, 6?
Well, if Dwayne spares, he's down 6.
No, he could take a
Give him
4-pin lead
give
with a
him
double.
strike, he's up 4.
Yep. Ooh, man, we might have to go double or nothing on that one.
Oh, I'm done betting for the day. It's Sunday.
You're such a wuss.
It's Sunday.
You're such a
I
wuss.
shouldn't even be gambling on Sunday anyway.
You gamble every day that ends in Y. What are you kidding me? Please.
I bet a little bit here and there.
Just a little, yeah.
But I know when I'm ahead,
You know, that you do.
I'm out.
And you just don't like giving it back. You're like a dog with a bone.
I'm up $625 on you.
Yeah, right.
Tell Joanne
Oh,
that.
no, I was just going to say, don't you even think about telling
Let
my wife
Joanne
that.
know that.
She might come back and kick your butt because she's going to want it back.
Tell him this guy makes these silly little bets. Got out
Can
of
he
that
get up
good.
there? Ooh. Little late. 10-pin. Well, ball's in Dwayne's court right
Dwayne
now.
Mellinger throws the next strike. He's in command.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without it, it's
Still close.
6 pins.
Yeah. And he's still got a double along the way if Robert is able to fill frames.
Hang on.
Yep, no problem. Good shot.
Yeah,
all right, 134 in the eighth, spare in the ninth.
Big shot right here.
And Dwayne's going to finish first.
This is a big shot.
Ninth frame. Throws this one up. He's up 6 pins. If he doesn't, down 4 going into the 10th. Which will open the door for Robert. He won't be able to shut him out at that point.
He hasn't struck on lane 8 yet. He has
guess
now.
what? All right, here we go.
He's
Big
up,
shot.
He's up 4 in a place he loves to be.
Yep. $208.
Goes up 14 with this one. Doubles here, it's over.
If he throws the first one, he's going to force Robert to double.
Right. I'm saying if he throws the next 2, it's
Oh,
over.
yeah, it's over. Well, let's see. Been here many times before.
I like it.
Do you like it? He does.
Nice
Absolutely,
shot.
and he knew it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is
There you go.
match play bowling at its best. And you're looking at one of the best at doing it. That was 2 quality shots there, Nolan, when he needed them the most.
He needs
He's
8
been
pins.
doing this a long time, and he still loves it.
8 pins, it's over.
Yeah.
Shut him out right here. For the win. I like it.
Get up.
There you go.
Yes, no doubt. There we go.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
Boys
why.
and girls.
That's why I love watching him bowl. I really do. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, he's very, very good. Now he's coming inside. He doesn't need anything.
No.
Not even going to mess around.
Nope.
Boom.
And he strikes anyway. All right. Dwayne Mellinger punches out. 214 scratch. 8 pins for 222. And he's now a 6-time winner.
That's why he impresses you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that's the stuff.
Dwayne's giving Robert Grafe. He's got, okay, you leave that now, you got to make it.
Well, it was a good match.
It was a good match.
I mean,
It really
came
was.
down to the end. And
Yep.
It's fun to watch somebody perform like that.
Look at this. Oh, oh, wow. All right. Robert Rodriguez is going to wind up in second place, but with 20% of the Megapod, he takes home $1,214. And in a minute, we're going to have the opportunity to talk to our new ABT champion, or newest one. He hasn't won in quite a while, obviously, but his 6th overall title. And when we come back, we'll talk to Dwayne. You're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour, Denver branch here at AMF Littleton. Come on back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Sorsa, Nolan Carruthers, and our ABT champion, Dwayne Mellinger, out of Aurora, Colorado. And Dwayne, we were talking a while. You started with me 22 years ago.
Yeah, back when probably the Masters started.
Yep.
Masters
And we
division.
talked about how we were instrumental, basically, in getting the sport league going with the Brunswick Centers back then.
Right, yeah.
And the fun we had doing that travel thing first couple of years. And for a while, we were the only sport league that bowled in the winter. We had some summer leagues, but we were really the only winter league the first couple of years.
When that sport pattern stuff came out, I was really involved in that.
That
I
was
the
fun.
president of a league
Oh,
for
yeah.
a while. Was I the president of
Yeah.
that league at Brunswick? Yes,
Yeah.
I know when it moved to Holiday, I was the president there
Yeah.
too. So yeah, that sport bowling, that's for me, that's where it's at. And
Oh, yeah.
with these patterns you put out here now, it just comes right, to my game.
Sure.
So.
Well, you really can't. And I don't say this in a disparaging way, because I think you're one of the best bowlers I've ever seen. But when you come in here and you have to spot some of the because the averages are all over the place.
Right.
140, 150 average bowlers up to guys in your caliber, maybe even a little bit better. But you could conceivably be spotting somebody 40, 50 pins on a shot that isn't that difficult. You can make the shot, but they don't really have to. And if they get a break here and there, you got no shot.
Right, yeah. When you got 50 pins, if it's just if they can just hit
Especially
the
if
head
it's one
pin,
match.
right? Yeah, yeah. Well, anybody, even in scratch, anybody
Yeah.
can win in
Yeah.
a one-game match. It doesn't.
Sure.
Who knows? You could be spotting 50, they can still beat you in scratch.
Yeah.
You never know.
No.
A couple bad breaks and miss
Yep.
a spare, and,
Yep,
and
absolutely.
they get a few breaks, and there you go.
Yeah. And like we were talking about Rick Isaacs, Rick is he's pretty much almost never misses. I mean, he's a really good spare.
Yeah, I
shooter.
saw he
he
missed
missed
two spares.
three single pins.
He missed three?
Three of them.
Oh,
It
wow.
killed him. And you never see that from Rick.
Yeah, that's another thing about sport bowling is you have to make your spares.
Yes.
Because it's so
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to double to make up for the hole that you
Right.
made. So, well, on house shots where you can have some
Oh.
holes and you can throw so many strikes
Yeah.
to make up for them.
And you know the sad part is bowlers don't try to make spares, or they don't think it's important on house shots because they say, "Oh, I'll just throw a three back."
Right. Yeah,
And
that's
I
what
get
I
it
mean.
back.
Exactly
Rather
what I mean,
than
yeah.
I'm saying, if you make the spare, the three bagger's all bonus. You're not getting back to where you
Right.
should have been anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you're now ahead.
Now you got 20 extra instead of 10.
Exactly. And you can't, especially the younger kids, you can't emphasize that. You know, it just you can't get it into their head.
Well, as you get up,
sometimes.
if they have aspirations to get to the higher and higher levels, then you got to make spares,
Yeah,
or else
absolutely.
they'll never go anywhere.
You know, because it's
Just
always
because
been
the-
that way.
Yeah,
you
'cause
know?
the competition is so much better. You know, you can't give away any pins
No,
when
you
you
really
get to the
can't.
higher levels.
Sure.
And
Well,
But
that
I
was
tell
fun
you what,
watching
buddy,
you.
it
Dwayne.
was fun.
That was
Thanks, Nolan.
really, really.
That was fun.
That was you
Yeah.
finished strong.
Yeah.
yeah, after I got settled down there, like I was
Yeah.
telling Nick, I was nervous at first. And
Well, and I tell you, like I said,
thank you.
if Irv Brown's watching, Irv, this is a guy I've been talking about to you for all
Well,
these
yeah,
years,
I remember Irv Brown was he did a show. You had was it the ACB or something
buddy.
like
We
that?
did the
And-
color show for ACB
Yeah.
after we did ABT.
Yeah, and I
and
remember,
Irv would do the
I remember
show.
doing a show. I bowled
Right.
Ron Morton.
Oh yeah,
And-
Before Ron moved up to the Northwest.
Right, and,
yeah.
and he was the color guy or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
that was pretty cool meeting him. Yeah,
Irv
It
was
pretty
fun.
nice. Yeah.
Irv was fun, and he still is. He's a great guy and well respected and well known in the Denver area, and as you are, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You know, I'm making you famous.
I've been around
dude.
long enough. I've been around long enough. I think a lot of people know who I am. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's just-
which is great.
But
And-
I'm in and out of the game so much.
Yeah,
The
but you know what
for
I
the
like
most
about
part.
you. You know what I like about you too. You're a great ambassador for the game. I mean, I really believe that. If there's something that you can do to help somebody or make the sport better, you're always there, and we really appreciate.
Yeah,
that.
I've been on Tuesday nights out at Monaco. Sean Lee has a tournament experience league,
correct.
and I've been out coaching that the last couple of years. That's a lot of fun doing that, helping out people and
Sure.
and helping their games because it's not just the high caliber bowlers that are doing this league. It's anybody from 120 average up to guys that are in the 200s.
Absolutely.
And
because they want to get better.
exactly that's how you get better. You need some
Sure.
coaching and bowl on the tougher patterns and learn the fundamentals of the game and.
Yep.
And then you can become a better bowler, you know, and,
The
and
first-
enjoy it more.
The first run-in I had with, you may not remember this, but I hadn't bowled in a long time, and I don't know, 15 years or so. And then I bowled a league, and I was kind of getting back into bowling, and there was a little tournament at Sonesta, and I was thinking about joining ABT, and there was 10 games.
Was that like the
I don't
New
know.
Year's Eve tournament?
No. It was an afternoon tournament. There was about 35 of us.
You sure it wasn't New Year's Day?
No,
Because
I
they used to
know.
run
No,
that
it
10
wasn't
game.
New Year's Day. It was
Okay.
in the spring or summertime.
Okay.
And I really bowled good, and I won the thing. And I was getting a few pins, and this guy, I'm like, who is in game 6, game 7? And I keep looking at the scores, and I'm, holy smokes, who's this Dwayne Ellinger guy? He won't go away.
Usually try not to.
And the last game, and I think I got $280 or something like that. And you came over and congratulated me. And I think I won by 4 pins. And your last
my
game,
goodness.
you shot 257. I remember.
Almost caught
may
you,
not-
huh?
Yo, no. If we'd have bowled one more game, I was different. That's when
got
I
you.
met you. That's the first
All right,
time I
good.
met you. And I said, man, that guy can bowl.
And that's the other thing I try to impress upon the younger bowlers. They give up too easy. And what I try to tell them is, you know, this game is funny and it has its way of evening out. If you stay focused and you never give up, chances are going to come around that it's going to make you a winner one day where you said, you know, I was just going to pack it in because I just didn't have it, but I kept fighting. I found something, and it
Right.
worked out to my advantage.
Yeah, you never
You
know
have to.
what's gonna how
Right.
quickly things can change. You know, an open in a 3-bagger, that's 20 pins.
Yep.
Bam, just like that.
Yep.
And
And we've seen it time and time again here. We
especially
really
in
have.
ABT, it's
Yeah.
crazy in ABT how stuff changes so quickly in ABT. Yeah.
Well, Dwayne, it was a pleasure seeing you again, and I'm so happy for you that you bowled
I just
well
want
and
to
you
thank
won.
some people. You
Sure.
know, first of all, my parents should be watching. I'd let them know. Hopefully, they're.
Okay.
Thank my parents for everything they've done for me, and my brother, and I got a hold of him. Hopefully, he's watching.
Good.
So hey,
Is
Scott.
Scott still on
and
the East
Josh.
Coast?
Yeah, he's out in Maryland.
Okay, very good.
My son and daughter, hopefully they were watching too. I got a hold of them, and hopefully they're able to get it. Sean Lee, for all the help he does, bowling out at Monaco and giving us the practice afterwards when in that tournament league. Wayne Stellick, he kind of gave Scott Myers a little tip last week, and after we were done bowling last Tuesday, and it kind of was kind of a reminder for me of a tip that he gave me about 6 months ago, and I started using that this weekend because he just was talking to Scott about it. I said, yeah, I used to do that. He gave me that tip, and I'm going to start trying that, and threw the ball great all weekend, just that one little tip. So Wayne Stellick, and he always is a great
Amazing
eye for the
individual.
game. Great
Oh, yeah.
eye for the game.
Yep.
He's a great coach, so if anybody needs some coaching, he's the guy to go to, as well as Sean Lee.
Sure.
Both
Sure.
of those guys are just amazing coaches. The staff here at AMF Littleton. I've got to say hey to SOC. Hey, SOC. How you doing? I hope you're going crazy. That's Sharon. That's my fiance. So hopefully she's still watching. So.
When's your date?
We don't have a date. We don't have a date set.
I've got 4 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's got
Very
this
much.
big
Yeah.
calendar. He
That's the only X's I'm getting.
You got a hangman's noose there on the
Yeah, I know. It's all good.
It is. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching Dwayne as much as we did. But next week we're at Holiday Lanes. A little bit more money. Pretty much the same thing. We were on the team event pattern this week. Next week we're on the singles and doubles. So again, another tough pattern. But come on out, enjoy the experience like Dwayne and all the other guys do on a pretty regular basis. It's a lot of fun. Come on out and be a part of it. For Dwayne Mellinger, Nolan Carruthers, Nick Lasorsa, have a great week, and we'll see you at Holiday next week.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Peace.